It's Ravenhawk6910 reporting once again. It is late May of 2016, and this is the first vlog video I've been able to do for a while. Sorry. So before we get started today, guys, I want to talk about something that's rather personal to me. It doesn't have anything to do with trains, but it's still very important to me nonetheless, and that is weight loss. Ever since I've started this new job, I've lost a lot of weight. For example, this is an extra large shirt that I got in high school in 2010, I believe? Yes. So here we are 2016, and by late 2012, I could not fit into this thing. It wasn't happening. I had to go up to 2X and then even to 3X. So I'd put on a lot of weight, and it really was getting to the point where it was causing major health problems. So ever since I started this new job, I've really been walking off the miles every night and just getting my weight down and down and down. And I think the last time I weighed 286 pounds. And when I started this job, I weighed about 310. So that is a major jump over the course of maybe 4 or 5 months. Now, I haven't measured any recently, but hopefully those numbers are staying low and maybe even getting lower for all I know. But the fact that I'm fitting into an extra large shirt and not a 2X or a 3X. Now, I still have majority of 2X and 3Xs in my wardrobe, but that's just because I have them. But the fact that I can fit into a 1X, and I'll show you right here, it's still a little tight here in the stomach area, but other than that, it's pretty good. This shirt, look at that Les Paul on the back. That is awesome. So this is really special to me that I've lost so much weight and I'm getting healthier and healthier each day. So that's enough of my rambling. I just wanted to point it out because I'm a little proud of where I have come with this. But enough of the mushy stuff. Back to the trains. So a few of you have been writing into me asking when the next vlog video is going to be and what's going on with the layout right now. Well, tentatively at the moment, there still is not a layout to show you right now. Because, again, I'm saving up money to get all of the materials that I need to build the bench work and build the track. However, I have been doing some testing in here. There's a section of Atlas track on the shelf that's behind the camera right here that I have been testing 072 curves on to test the width and see what adjustments I have to make down the road. Also, if you notice behind me, you can kind of see it, but the piano is no longer there. Everything that has been needing to be moved out of here has been moved. The piano is now gone, the fish tank's gone, and the couch is gone. So those are gone, history, donated, some pieces trashed, whatever. They're out of sight, and there's much more room in here now to do stuff for the trains. So while I haven't been able to build any bench work at the moment, I have been working on a lot of plans in here and testing different concepts for track layout designs. I went ahead and posted a rough drawing of what I wanted to do on the OGR forum, and a gentleman, and I do apologize, I don't remember your name right now, made a design of the track plan that I had in mind using a layout track program. Again, I don't remember the name of the program, so forgive me for that. But I've got those plans posted up here on the wall, and I'm going to show you those real quick to kind of give you an idea of what is going to be in here in the future. And then once I talk more about that, I'll show you some more things that are going on down here on the floor to show you, again, what I've been planning and what I can do right now. So what I'm basically going to do is build the layout in sections. There's going to be one small section behind the camera, which you can't see right now, but I'll show you that in a minute. And then these shelf sections here, where this Santa Fe SD45 is sitting, are going to be included into the bench work eventually. As you may recall, there's two shelves, one here and one over there, which you can't see right now, and a gap in between there where the door to enter the room is at. Eventually, I'm going to bridge in that gap, either with an actual bridge or with another section of table which can be removed to allow entrance into the train room. Most likely I'll go with the latter just because it'll be a slightly easier process than making a lift bridge, because there are more shelves above the section where the bridge would lift up, and I would still kind of have to duck under the bridge. So we'll see what happens, but tentatively that's what the plan is at the moment. But again, everything is subject to change at any moment right now, so don't judge the final result based on what I say in this video. So I'm going to take a few minutes and show you guys this new track plan that I have, and at the end of the video I'm going to talk about something that's going to be a little bit offbeat, and that is catalogs. Stuff that is coming that is brand new that I have on order. And afterwards I kind of want to get you guys involved, see what you guys have on order. What have you guys ordered out of the catalogs this year from Lionel, MTH, or Atlas? But we'll get to that in just a minute. For the time being, let's check out the track plan, which is mounted on the wall right over here. So mounted over here on the wall are two pieces of paper with pictures showing designs for the layout as it will appear. And again, this was done by a gentleman on the OGR forum for me in a program. I believe it's an Atlas track program, I think. I'm not quite sure. But shows pretty much what the layout will look like when it's done, at least as far as the general design goes. So let's move in here and take a close look. As it stands right now, there are 3 loops on 2 separate levels. The outermost loop is a loop of 072, and the innermost loop is 054. Then there's also a third loop right over here that's going to mostly be encased inside of a mountain and have a tunnel on both sides of it. And that loop is going to be 036. So that way I can run smaller pieces like 027 pieces, and even some scale stuff that can be run on 036 on that level, just to be able to get the maximum amount of trains running that I possibly can. Also, there is a 2-track yard right here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 set of crossovers. There's also a section right here which shows a bridge, but again, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that or not. I may put another table section there to cross that over. I'm not sure yet. I'm also not sure if I'm going to keep these 4 sets of crossovers, because that'll mean more switches to worry about. So I may eliminate these bottom 2 ones are down here and just keep the ones up near the yard area, as that's probably where I'll need them the most. Another thing that I need to point out here is that these circled areas right here represent pieces of track that need to be custom cut. As you can see, there are gaps here and here. There's one up here and one down here. And that is simply sections where the program could not connect pieces. Now what I have done for this is I've bought a used section of Atlas track, which I can cut into sections with a Dremel tool and solder them into place wherever I need them. So that will be most likely what happens in that case. But yeah, this is a very decent track plan for what I need. And this is just a view of it with a little bit of a scenery base around it. And most likely this design will change very little as the layout progresses, but everything is subject to change right now, so we'll see what happens. But as it stands right now, this is the tentative track plan. Now if we look down here on the floor, there is a loop of 036 set up right here. This is the precise spot where that first loop is going to be. And I have this loop laid out here. This is just Lionel Fast Track, nothing fancy. I have it set up here for 2 reasons. Number 1, so that I can actually run trains. As you can see, there's my ZW and my MTH DCS remote commander down there. Just so that I can play choo-choo every once in a while when I come in here. And also, it's giving me a general idea of what I need to do in here as far as the track. Like, for example, I can get scale diesels like these 2 Norfolk Southern units right here. They can fit around 036. That's not an issue. What is an issue is them running up against the wall. It's very subtle, but the handrails on the fronts of the engines will scrape against the wall as they go by. Part of that is because of the baseboard that is on the floor, and that's what they are hitting. Once the table has been moved up to right about there, that problem will go away. However, if I decide to put a tunnel interior inside the tunnels, that problem will most likely return. So I need to work out what I need to do in terms of that issue. But as it stands right now, everything seems to look pretty good. And like I said, this loop will mostly be encased in a mountain and tunnels, and the mountain will also allow me to build the second level of track on top of that. Now over here is where most of the main action for the upper level is going on right now. There is a section of Atlas track right underneath here that is looping around, and there's also a little bit of 072 right over here, right underneath where that Erie Angus is sitting right now. I know it's very dark, I'm very sorry, I don't have very good lighting over here at the moment. And the loop starts right about there, and we'll come around to where the blind is, and then go around to where all of these boxes are. And all these boxes will be stored under the layout eventually, so that way they're not this big mountain sitting right there. It'll loop around, connect back over to this section here. And again, these tracks are only here tentatively, they won't be here permanently. There's another section of Atlas track right here where I'm just holding some freight cars right now. But it will go all the way around, and this is probably in a close location to connect to this track over here. So as it stands right now, everything is just in the works at the moment. There's nothing firm. However, I do have a general idea of where I'm going and what needs to be done. And I'm quite happy with what's going on right now because, again, nothing firm has been set in stone, but I do have a good idea of where I'm going. Because when I first started planning this layout, I didn't have anything in mind at all. It was just, let's get something up, let's run some trains. But now I have a pretty good idea of what's going to be happening right now. So that pretty much takes care of the bulk of things that's going on right now, guys. Like I said, stuff is very much in the works, but it's happening very, very slowly at this point. Again, I'm still working a night shift job with long hours and weekends, so I can't really take too much time to work on the trains right now, but there is a lot of things planned in the future and things that should be going on later this summer, which I'm very excited to get to start working on that. I'm not going to do what I did in previous videos and put a schedule on things like that because I know I'm not going to be able to keep to that. So all I can say is that whenever there is something that is worthy of making a video over, when there is enough progress to fully make a video, then I will shoot the video and you guys will be the first ones to see the progress that has gone on. Alright, so I've got a couple of the most recent catalogs that have come out. Right here I've got the Lionel 2015 Volume 2 catalog, and right here I have the MTH 2016 Volume 2 catalog. Now the only catalog I don't have here is the Lionel 2016 Volume 1 catalog, and I've ordered 2 items out of that, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Now the reason I have this catalog out right here is because the 2 main items that I got were these 2 right here. The Lionel Norfolk Southern SD60Es. I ordered the numbers 6920 and 911. When Lionel announced these back in August of last year, I was just thrilled because this was going to be the first time that any model train manufacturer had offered an SD60E. Because most of the time with rebuilds and stuff, a lot of the details are road name specific, so most of the time it's cheaper for a model train company to just take a basic mold that they already have and slap a bunch of paint schemes on it, which is fine, that's how they make a profit. But the SD60Es are a unique case. As you can see, the biggest detail difference is this crescent cab, which is a Norfolk Southern designed cab. There's also a few other detail changes which these pre-production photos really don't show very much. Like for example, right above here, near the dynamic brake cabinets, is an intercooler fan. And that it was installed during the rebuild. Also, the grill right here at the dynamic brake area has been lopped off just a little bit to give it sort of an angle shape. And that was also changed during production. Here's a picture of the go rail unit. And one of the other changes you can see is that these grills right here are actually extended out. They're actually larger than on a typical SD60. So when these were announced, I immediately jumped on them, and I pre-ordered, like I said, the 6920 and the 911. I was going to order the Go Rail unit, but then I decided, let's go get the two main ones out of the way, and then if the Go Rail's still available once they come out and I've got some extra money, then I'll consider getting it. Now, I ordered the Lionel ones first because they came out first. Yes, I know MTH is making their own SD60E, but I decided to just go ahead and get the Lionel ones because they were offered first. And from the pictures I've seen at the York Train Show, these SD60Es are actually pretty spot on. As you can see, they've got the positive train control antenna array in the pre-production photos, but the production models, at least the ones they showed at York, seem to be much better. And they've gotten a lot of detail changes. They had the intercooler fan installed. The only thing that I could spot wrong on the Lionel one is that they didn't come with the large grills right here. The MTH one, however, did. So there seems to be key detail differences between both models, but we will see what happens when the production models actually start hitting stores later this year. Now, if we move up to the MTH catalog, this is a big thing right here for me. This is the new Protosound 3 equipped Royal Hudson from the Premier line. Now, originally I was going to be good and not order much out of this catalog. The only thing I really had in mind to order out of this catalog was right here. This is the new Norfolk Southern AC4400 CW rebuilds. Norfolk Southern actually calls these AC44C6Ms. And I was originally going to order just that, but then the Royal Hudson came up. Specifically, this Royal Hudson, the 2839. The 2839 is significant because it was part of the Southern Railway steam excursion program in the late 70s and early 80s. And I think the last time they made a model of the 2839 was, oh gosh, I've really got to think about this one. 2007 maybe? I could be wrong. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But it's not often that a company does something like this. The 2839 had some detail differences when it was on the Southern. For example, as you can see, they had Southern painted on the tender instead of Canadian Pacific. The cab was painted differently, and then there also was a red plate across the front that said Southern Railway. So there were a few changes that were made that took away some of its Canadian looks, just to get it a little bit more looking like a Southern engine. But it's really cool, and I'm really thrilled that MTH is offering the 2839 because it's my eventual goal to get models of every single engine that was in the Southern and Norfolk Southern steam excursion program. So this will knock out one of them right here. I've already got the 4501 in both HO and O scale, and then I've got my models of the 611 and the 1218 from my HO days. Eventually I'm going to get O scale models of them as well, but those are a little bit more pricier engines, so that's going to be further on down the line. Now, flipping back to the AC4400, I went ahead and ordered the 4000. Now, they do have two of these, the 4000 and the 4001, but I went ahead and just ordered the 4000 because they're exactly the same, they're just different road numbers, so there was really no need, in my opinion, to have two, so one would suffice. Now, the final item is this Union Pacific flag car from the steam excursion program. This is actually really cool because this MTH model is only MSRP $129. Lionel made a car actually in this exact same catalog. In fact, it's right... Was it in this catalog or the other one? I think it was the other one. Yeah, because the 844 was offered in this one. But they offered passenger cars to go with that. And they offered a flag car, but they offered it in a 2-pack. And the 2-pack was a little on the pricey side for what you got. So I did not order it initially. But this will be really nice because this is much cheaper, and it'll allow me to get the flag car because I am trying to build up a UP excursion fleet. So, yeah. That's what's all coming out of this catalog. Now, the final catalog, which I do not have here, is, like I said, the Lionel 2016 Volume 1. And in that catalog is the very much awaited Vision Line GG1. And I've gone ahead and ordered one of those. I've ordered the Conrail Bicentennial version of Old Rivets, aka the 4800. And I've also ordered one of the new Amtrak F40 NPCU cab cars. And that's significant because that is the first time that a model train company has made one of those in O scale as well. For those of you who don't know, the MPCUs are basically F40s, which they've actually got some in this MTH catalog right here, so I'll go ahead and show you. Where is it? Ah, here we go. This is pretty much what a regular Amtrak F40 looks like, but the MPCUs are basically F40s that have had their prime movers and traction motors removed. All of the fans and grills have been removed, and in the place right here, there's actually a baggage car roll-up door, so that way you can put baggage in there. And some of them, I believe just one, the 406 I believe, from the exhibit train, has a head-in power generator on the inside for passenger car lighting. But the cab controls are still in place, so that way these cars can be used remotely as cab cars at the end of a train. They use these a lot in push-pull service around Chicago and even on the West Coast even. So it's very exciting that an MPCU is being made, and along with the regular Amtrak F40s. What's significant about the Lionel version is that that model of the F40 is going to feature a semi-fixed pilot, kind of like what the Vision Line and die-cast metal GE ES44s that Lionel put out a few years ago had. And that's really significant because that allows the coupler and the truck to turn independently of one another. The coupler is not attached to the truck, it's actually attached to the body, and the pilot actually swings. It's on like a hinge mechanism, so the truck can push into it and make it go to the side for tighter turns. So that way it still looks prototypical, but you can still get around tighter turns with it. So I'm very excited to get one of those engines, and it's going to look really cool with my Pacific Surfliner F59 and my Superliner cars. So once those come in, expect to see videos of them very soon. Lionel stuff is probably going to ship. These engines will probably be here in the summer, I would guess. I'm not quite sure. I don't quite know the delivery date. But the GG1 and the F40 cabbage should be delivered probably around Christmas. And then I would suspect the MTH stuff would arrive around a similar time. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's everything I've got on pre-order. I've really got myself loaded up this year. While we're here, there's one more thing I wanted to show you real quick. This is an MTH Premier Line Superdome car painted up in the Norfolk Southern office car train colors. And this is the Delaware, as you can see by the road name. This is the dome car that accompanies the OCS. It's actually an ex-Conrail business car. Now, when MTH cataloged these last year, I originally did not order one. I liked the look of the office car train, but it just wasn't my thing at the moment. And I decided, well, if they are in stores when they do come out and not just eaten up by pre-orders, I'll go ahead and get one. Well, I was in Legacy Station the other day and saw this on the shelf, and I immediately snatched it up. They actually had the entire OCS train, but I was only able to get the dome car, and I may get the rest later if they're still available. But yeah, that really just does justice of having a physical train store to go to and not just ordering online or looking in the catalog, because I wasn't going to order this. But when I saw it in the store, I just had to get it. And look at that. The dome is really nicely detailed. The figures in there are nice. And it's perfect. It's a really nice car. And it's really cool to me because back when I did HO, I had a Bachmann model of the Delaware, but this is my first O-scale model of her. So it's kind of funny. Ever since I switched scales, I kind of find myself trying to get back what I had in my previous scale that were my favorites. And this was probably my most favorite passenger car in my fleet. But this one's much better than the one that I had back then. So yeah, I just wanted to show that to you guys really quick because it's a beautiful car. So maybe one of these days I'll get the rest of the OCS train with the F units and might have a good passenger train to run around the layout. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that I've got on pre-order right now. So now I want you guys to start a conversation now. What have you guys ordered out of the new catalogs? Have you got anything cool from Lionel coming in? Did you order any of the new SD60Es? And actually, Which SD60Es did y'all order? Did you get the Lionel or the MTH? Start a discussion down in the comments below. I really want to know y'all's thoughts on it. Pictures from the York train show were posted on Facebook and various other social media outlets, especially on the OGR forum a few weeks ago, showing the pre-production models of a lot of these things that were posted, including the Vision Line GG1, both MTH and Lionel's SD60Es, and a few other things. So, from what I can see so far, both are very good models, very comparable models. However, I can notice some differences between the two detail-wise. So it doesn't really look like either Lionel or MTH got the details 100% on their SD60Es, but they're still very good stand-ins for the prototypes. So start a discussion down in the comments, guys, below, and let me know what you think. Did you get Lionel or MTH, or did you get any of them? Did you see anything else in the catalogs that you wanted to order and you got those instead? Let me know. I really want to see whatever it is that you guys are doing. One rule though, please keep it PG or lower. Yeah, obvious reasons. So that will wrap things up for this video, guys. I will see you guys down the road, maybe in another rail fanning video, and hopefully in a upcoming blog video where hopefully I will have some more progress with the upcoming layout to show you guys. But until next time, this is Ravenhawk6910 signing off.